Here we go.
What's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. As you can see, I got my boys, Keenan Grace and Stocks with Josh. Hey, listen, we want to make this one really quick and talk about the overall market. At the time, Josh, I don't know if you can pull it up on your phone. Josh and I went live this morning in both Patreon. We went live in the Stock Squad Patreon and with Josh's Patreon. We made money
trending up
on the SPY and the Q, right? We made money and then it came down. We tapped out and then it did a reversal. It's Friday. We don't know how the day is going to end, right? We just tell you what's going on. On yesterday's video, I suggested that this was an election year and that we will probably trend it down from now until October, right? Until September, right? I'm sorry, October. And that's what I said on yesterday's video. Well, at the close yesterday, it was a sell-off. And I believe that over the next few months, if you zoom out, you're going to probably see a downtrend from 8 to 10%. Just like we've been saying, I've been saying over and over, this could happen. No one has a crystal ball unless your last name is Pelosi. But here's what I'm going to say to you guys, right? We ain't scared, we prepare, and there will be buying. So I do not disperse all of my money on the front end of these red days. I just buy a little bit. But September and October, I will be doing my heaviest buying because traditionally in a presidential election year with an incumbent president, that is a Democrat, the market usually ends up higher in November. So it regains all of the losses. And this is my strategy, okay? And so a lot of us have started into the Qs, the SQQQ. Remember, S for short, T for tall. It's just a way to remember. It's something I came up with. That's not what it means. And for those of you that are new. But I entered into the Qs, the SQQQ, short, meaning it's going down. Just buying, this is not an option. This is just buying ticker symbol SQQQQ.
It's an ETF.
It's an ETF.
Inverse ETF to the QQQs.
Exactly. So you can make money while it's going down, and then you can turn around and buy the TQQQ if you think the market is in an elongated direction up. So just remember, S for short, T for tall, right? So I want you to talk about the Qs, and you can chime in anytime you want to. And then we're going to quickly go into crypto since we are at the Bitcoin conference.
Well, okay, so I'm just going to say that if you remember my chart on the SPY, and it's not too dissimilar to the Qs, we have been in a bearish ascending wedge. We broke above it, then we broke back in it. That was our signal of a bearish move. And we came all the way to the bottom of that channel, and now we're sitting on support. Keenan, where do you take risk?
So I would take a risk at the support level with the stop loss immediately under it.
100%. Okay, so right now, if you are going to be bullish, this is where you would take risk. However, as Larry was opening up to, if we break that historic support, then the floor will have fallen out. Right. Now, personally, I don't see the catalyst for that because the PCE came in line with expectation.
It did.
Which causes us to believe that the Fed has potentially tamed inflation, okay? And in that, he could give us a cut in September, which would continue the great rotation into small cap, which would continue market breadth, which would be healthy for the bull run of 2024.
Right.
Now, I got stopped out of my SQQQ
Correct.
position,
Right.
and I'm going to be keeping a very close eye on it, okay? Because we are sitting on support. If we do begin to move back up, which would not be unreasonable, the SQQQs will come down a little bit. But because we're in a choppy environment, when it comes down, I'm going to be looking to re-enter.
Right.
And
So
you know,
am I.
that $7 to $8 range is probably a decent place to begin to look at it more seriously.
I'm not entering into the TQQ just yet. I'm not. And so that's another thing, limiting your risk. Just because things have cooled off doesn't mean that you enter into the reverse immediately.
Correct.
Right? we have to have more affirmation on confirmation that we are in an uptrend. And
right now we're chopping up on support. The benefit of the doubt, because we're above support, would be to the upside. But we have yet to get that volume push that would confirm we're moving up. But
volume. Just. Well, before we go into that volume, because you know what? Take 30 seconds to tell them why the volume is so important.
Well, you know, I say this all the time. For a true bull run, for us to be confident the market's going up, we need three factors. You need the price, obviously it goes up. That's your trend. You need volume, that's your strength. Then you need momentum, right? That's the speed of acceleration. We actually don't have any right now.
Exactly.
Because we're chopping up on support. So we don't have a confirmation of price, we don't have a confirmation of volume, we don't have a confirmation of momentum, which means that you proceed with small position size and cautiously. Again, where do you take risk? On support. And so this is a place where I am not going to be overly bearish, not until we break that line. And here's what we could do. We could break that line, and just like we broke the top line and it turned into a bull trap, we could break the bottom line and it would turn into a bear trap. Here's the word that you can take away for today. This is distribution. This is when the price action widens, okay, and moves sideways. And we're either going to consolidate within this range that we've just created and break above it because the bulls take dominance. We're going to find out, Larry, with the NVIDIA earnings, everyone keeps saying that there's that it's going to be a surprise.
Yeah.
You know, something good's coming down the line. Well, you know that people are like
anything.
They've given up on the chips, right? They're giving up on the chips, but the chips have been doing the heavy lifting for a year and a half. The AI rally isn't over, so don't outbull the bull. I'm watching NVIDIA. It came down to my price of 111.
Yep.
It hit support.
You call it.
And so where do you take risk? At support. So if the chips have worked for the last year and a half and they came back to a critical level of support and you're bullish, well, this is where you would take risk.
Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to switch and go to crypto, but then at the end, we're going to come back and we're going to talk about the effects of the Fed cutting interest rates.
Yeah.
Because people have a very good question to which direction. And we both made statements that contradict each other, but they're both correct. But it's all about the timing. Thank you. So we're going to hit that at the end. So if you're here for stocks, don't leave. I'm going to shift to crypto. We are here, and Keenan, I want you to chime in. We are here at the Bitcoin conference, right? And all things crypto is here. You got everybody here. Now, Josh and I was laughing about this. Every time there's a Bitcoin conference, crypto takes a hit right during the conference.
Yep. After the keynote speaker.
Right after the keynote speaker. Okay, so the former president will be speaking tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Now, we need to see what's going to happen. We don't know. Because it's almost like when the keynote speaker finishes, then it sucks all of the air out of the room and then it goes down. So just be ready. Be prepared. You've been warned. All right? So we don't know what's going to happen. But this happened every year, it seems, the last couple of years. So
what he's talking about is that Bitcoin sells off on conclusion of the Bitcoin conference. Will it happen again this time? Nobody knows.
We don't know. But here's what we do know. Central time, Chicago time, he will be speaking at 2 o'clock, right? Saturday. And so what is that? 3 o'clock Eastern time. So just look at your apps and know that about when he finishes speaking, if there's movement up or down, you will know why. Keenan, chime in on crypto, anything crypto, Bitcoin, or whatever you want to say.
So, if I seem like I'm busy, guys, I'm actually in a SPY trade, and I just felt like making $100 while we were just sitting here.
Yep.
Boom.
Felt good.
Dr. Locker. Guess who's
good.
lunch on today?
Yeah. Got position.
Yes, sir.
Felt pretty good.
Yep.
Got my stop loss in profit.
Yep.
Meaning I entered at 201. My stop loss is now higher than 201. I don't have to babysit it anymore. If it comes back down, I'm kicked out. Got more money than I had when I got in. So now I can focus on the Bitcoin conference and being here with these two gentlemen. And actually the third one was watching the camera. I want to give a salute to the cameraman. And I want to say we are at the Bitcoin conference. If nothing else, I want you to understand this. We have a serious presidential candidate. Whether he's going to win or not, we'll see. But he's interested in Bitcoin. enough to show up to this conference. We know that BlackRock, the largest institution in the world, asset manager-wise, is interested in crypto. We know that the SEC is watching crypto. What is this telling me? That cryptocurrency, Bitcoin in particular, has not even approached an all-time high just yet. However, that doesn't mean you want to buy it just at any old price. You have to understand what they call a time horizon. How long are you going to be in the game? If you are 100 years old and you want to hold on to Bitcoin for the next 20 years, maybe it's time to reconsider this position. However, if you are 20 years old and you're trying to hold it for 20 years, okay, now it's starting to make some sense. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you got to see how long do you want to be in this game, because it's not going to be a smooth ride. You can ask anyone. Larry actually had a gentleman on the show, I want to say a year or less ago, and he got into Bitcoin. It might have been $10 or $100 per coin.
Yes.
But if you even ask that guy, it wasn't a smooth ride. It didn't go from 100 to 60,000, 70,000. It was up and down. One year you're up 100%, next year you're down. So you got to just make sure that you understand the time horizon, and Bitcoin often shifts in about 4-year cycles. So you have to make sure that you understand the game so that you can make some money. And I want to say this, most people don't know this. If you're trading on Coinbase, you got to switch to Coinbase Advanced, and you can use a stop loss on your crypto.
I showed you guys that on this page.
Coinbase, Larry, now has futures.
They do have futures.
Just added it. It's a pretty big upgrade there.
Yes, it is. Yeah, and you used to have to pay for all of this. Now it's just embedded into.
Well, they have to compete.
Yes.
Because you know what? They're getting paid on those fees.
Exactly.
Nobody's got fees the way Coinbase is charging slippage and fees.
Exactly, but you avoid a lot of those fees by setting your limit buy orders and your limit sell orders. 100%. You beat a lot of those fees.
Can I chime in real quick?
Please do.
Only just going to say that crypto is still an infant. You haven't missed it. It doesn't mean if you bought today, we still have a winter ahead of us in which the price of Bitcoin will be lower. So you want to have a buying strategy. But crypto is still an infant. The majority of crypto projects will die, right? And so you need to be willing to shift, as Larry has famously said, into the fastest moving car. You can't love a single project. If you had bought $10,000 worth of XRP in 2019, you would have $10,000 worth of XRP in 2024.
So you're saying it's a stable coin?
It's a stable coin.
It's worse than a stable coin because inflation is eating it up.
So it's a D-stable coin.
It's a D-stable coin.
Listen, XRP Army, this is Josh talking. All comments go to @Josh. No.
You gotta be willing to shift. If you've got a money mindset, and I posted a video here with you guys a moment ago. A money mindset, you've got to educate yourself. That's why the three of us are sitting at the Bitcoin conference, so that we can continue to grow in our understanding. Got to meet Michael Saylor. Both Larry and I, Keenan was still flying in, got to shake his hand. And it is a changing moment when you begin to meet more people and see things through their eyes. And that's what we're doing today, CEO time.
That's it.
And Bitcoin's an infant, and you need to have a buying strategy. Not every coin will succeed. The legacy coins of last year have not been the fastest moving vehicles, but Bitcoin, ETH, and Solana are pretty solid still.
My biggest positions, and I got a little link in there for my biggest layer one positions. Okay. Did you want to say something else? Okay. Listen, I want to say this, good people. This is my strategy. I'm not speaking for these gentlemen, but you know what? My strategy works. There's another thing. You could have 50 different strategies Keenan and I was talking about, and all of them could make money, right? So here's the deal.
Nice.
I expect that crypto will trade sideways for the rest of the summer. I still see that. The former president speaking at the conference does not change the fundamentals or the cycle of crypto. You may have a pop-up hooray and then back to reality, right? It does not change it. I do expect a leg up this fall, in particular when the Fed starts to lower interest rates. I'm talking about crypto, okay? And he may do September and December, okay? That's a maybe. We've got to wait and see. But what does that tell me, to Keenan's point? It tells me that I still have time to accumulate from now until September.
You have not missed.
I have not missed. I still got time to accumulate while it's going to be range bound. So what does Larry do? Larry buys 25% of his daily buys every day, whatever that is for you, right? But then when we have the flash crashes, I buy 75%. So I go in heavier when we have these flash crashes, still dollar cost averaging and still accumulating, and it's accumulation. Because Larry will be done accumulating by September. I will have all of the money that I'm gonna have in all crypto in by September. I'm not buying anything.
Can I jump in real quick?
Please
I want to
do.
just tell the camera something. Everything that Larry is telling you right now is literally something that I seen him say over a year ago. I seen him say it. He showed exactly how he do it. And I actually went to where Larry lives. He brought me to help me with my setup because I go live, you guys know that. And I got a cloud lifter. And this helps my audio to be a little bit louder. The reason I'm bringing this up to you is because this was a special moment. It seems regular. Larry was walking to the car and I just seen him make maybe $5,000 between the trip to the car to the trip to the entrance of the store because he knew how to trade using the exact system that he's telling you right now. So I encourage you to invest into yourself and invest into Stock Up You because he's giving you the game right there. And I'm telling you, I'm not gonna receive a dime from this, but I seen Larry show the family really how to get paid and how to really make a lot of money. So I highly, highly recommend you to go and join Stock Up You.
If you've seen the crypto chapter in Stock Up You, which is the top link below, if you've seen it and studied the crypto chapter, leave me a coffee cup. You are ready. You ain't scared. You prepared, all right? So
Can I say one more thing about the class? So because we're in this industry where we meet other influencers and educators and we see how they price their systems, it's very common that we run into somebody whose face has become, very popular, right? And people know him and they identify him. And sometimes those guys will sell their classes for $10,000, right? You dive into those classes and I can tell you, because I have looked closely at them, trying to look at the whole idea of these curriculums, Larry is absolutely selling for $500 something that's completely compatible and may even lay a better foundation than some of these $10,000 courses. And I'm not telling you that to pump his class. Again, I'm not getting anything from that. I'm telling you because I have personally looked carefully at it. Those guys are simply taking advantage of their fame and pricing what they created at $10,000 when he has just as many classes or more and has put them at an extremely easy, under $500 price. It's a no-brainer. And I actually did 5 chapters in there on charting, maybe even more, maybe eight or so. I can't remember, but there's quite a few nice ones that if you need to get that foundation straightened out, I think that's a great place to start.
Yep, Keenan's in there also. Thank you for that. Check us on the mail, man. Listen, good people, we want you guys to. There's a train coming. Josh, really briefly, just tell them about what happens to the stock market. You're gonna have to talk loud now. You may have to come closer because there's a train coming. What happens to the stock market? But give them the whole time layout, because you can't just say the market is going to go up after the Fed cut interest rates. And you can't just say it's going to go down. Give them the whole timeline so they can understand.
The most important, so what Larry's asking me to comment on is what to expect when the Fed gives us that cut that we might get. We're going to get it in September. We're going to get our first interest rate cut in September. What's going to happen to the market? Well, I can't tell you the exact percentage, but we'll just say part of the time it actually continues to go up. Part of the time it continues to go down the day and the month and the 2-month, 3-month window after he gives the first cut. But within the next 12 months, you have a minimum historical drop of at least 20%. And 2 times in the last 20 years, it's actually dropped 50%. Okay? And small cap has definitely outperformed large cap after we get into a rate cutting environment. And we've had one of the most underperforming small cap environments of the last couple decades, and that's why I used the phrase yesterday, I'm going to repeat it today, Larry, that this is the great rotation. It'll become known, you'll hear that term on CNBC.
Right.
This is going to become known in the future. Josh is saying it first, that this, just like we had the Great Recession in 2008, this is going to be referred to as the Great Rotation. That's going to give us market breadth. However, when the Fed does give us that cut, we have to expect a pullback sometime in that first 12 months.
Right.
And at bare minimum, the average is 20%. Now, I'm going to say, well, Josh, what's your opinion? Is it going to be 20% this time? Or you said 2 times it was 50%. Is it going to be 20 or 50 this time?
Say it.
I'm going to tell you guys, we're in the middle of one of the most incredible, innovative centuries of the world. And we've got technology and AI that's going to change everything.
Everything is changing.
And so I'm going to tell you, it's not going to be a deep mother of all recessions.
Thank you.
Because we've got too much opportunity to make money. The world's changing.
Right.
New products are coming on the horizon. It's going to make everyone's, some jobs are going to get stolen.
Right.
Other jobs are going to get easier. But it's actually, I believe, between now and 2027, the markets are going to be on a pretty strong trajectory, all supported by a government that loves to spend your money.
Right, but you just said it's going to go down. Can I chime in right here?
Yes, sir.
So, understand the timeline. This is why I say, when the Fed starts to cut interest rates, and you see a market drop down, should I run and sell all my stock? No, it actually presents a buying opportunity, because beyond that time frame that we just talked about, the market actually goes up. You know, I always say you can't keep eating without taking a dump, right? So the market has to take a dump. When it takes a dump, that's when it's time to buy for another elongated period of upward movement, right?
Yeah, no, I think it's perfect. Like I said, 50% of the time, roughly, the first moment he gives the cut, the market could go up or down. Sometime in that first year, the market will go down. I believe because of the environment, it's not going to be one of the worst pullbacks we've ever had.
Right.
Having said that,
and it's not 100% that it will pull back this time. It's not 100%.
Yeah, because the market doesn't have to do it. The market can remain bullishly irrational to the upside.
Sorry about the noise, people. We're going to cut this one.
Yeah, but no, I think that we're going to get that cut in September. The PCE came in good today. The market's on track. There's no significant negative catalyst. And if NVIDIA comes out with good earnings this month, then we're going to get the opposite. Everyone's going to be reminded we're in a bull market.
Yep.
And Keaton just made 20% on the SPY while we were over here chatting.
And he has my phone, which
what
I'm
did you make?
filming this, so I don't know what I made yet.
Brag or anything.
Yeah.
But it went even better than that. It just kept going. 36%.
36%.
He's buying
while
lunch and
making
dinner.
this video.
Yep.
And I just want to, this is your video, but people were telling me yesterday when I said get a little bit more optimistic going into today, they said this didn't age well because at the end of the video it pulled back. Listen, I know what I'm talking about, okay?
Was it a good video, Josh?
It was an excellent video with near perfect technicals. I think GOAT. But you know what, guys? It's going to be choppy. You just saw him make 36% while we're making the video.
Yeah.
We're telling you that we're on support.
Right.
Watch that support, guys, and don't forget that we are still in a bull market, and we could easily go back to the top of the range.
We're gonna cut it right there. I always say we're gonna go short and we go long. We got so much we wanna feed the family. We love you guys. Make sure you check out the links below. Live, love, laugh, and learn. We'll see you later. That's it.
When that cuts you out.